Level 1. Errand Boy or Runner. You start with tiny errands, then learn there are no tiny errands here at all. Before sunrise, you ride again. A cheap bike, a cheap jacket, cheap hope left. You carry taped packages across the city, always fast, always looking down. You do not ask what's inside, because questions are how people disappear. You tell yourself it's just delivery work, like any job, only riskier tonight. You drop bundles at back doors, then leave before the street even notices. Next, it's cash runs, thick envelopes that smell like sweat and cheap perfume. You pick up other envelopes in return, sealed tight, never opened by you. You pass messages to men who never smile, who speak like doors closing shut. They look through you, not at you, like you're part of the sidewalk itself. Sometimes they test you, wait longer, take detours, prove you won't ever talk. Police lights flash behind you, and your stomach drops hard through the seat. You stop, you grin, you play dumb, pretending you're just going home now, calm. Your hands tremble on the handlebars, and you pray they don't search you fast. You watch them pull other kids aside, shove them down, zip their wrists tight. No one argues, no one helps. The street learns to keep moving, just like you. You ride again the same night, because stopping is the fastest way to die here. You start hiding routes in your head, memorizing corners like escape plans. Every day you stay alive. You sink deeper into the system that already owns you. You tell yourself it's temporary until temporary starts to feel like you're home. One day you realize you're not near power. You're the disposable buffer in front. And still you ride at dawn, carrying fear, carrying orders, carrying silence too. Level 2, Street Dealer. Now you sell on the street, and the corner becomes your whole small world. You stand in plain sight, acting casual, while danger circles every block. You learn customers by faces, by shoes, by how their eyes avoid yours fast. You learn who is lying, who is wired, and who will run to cops for cash. You keep the product hidden, moving it quick, never staying still too long. You watch for rival crews, for sudden cars, for strangers who stare too hard. You talk in short code words because full sentences leave fingerprints behind. Some nights you sell out fast. Some nights you wait, sweating in the dark. When the cash comes in, it feels warm. Then it feels like a target on you. You count money at night under a weak lamp, listening for steps outside. You sleep with a gun close, not for power, but because fear never sleeps here. Every sound becomes a signal. A dog bark, a door slam, a bike too near. You see people breaking down from what you sell, shaking, begging, fading out. At first it hits you hard, like guilt trying to climb up your throat again. Then you learn to look away, because sympathy makes you slow and soft. You tell yourself they chose it, and that lie makes the night easier to hold. You start to speak colder, walk colder, and smile less when deals are done. You realize respect is not love, it's distance people keep from your hands. Soon the corner knows your name, and that name becomes a warning sign. Police stop less, rivals test more, and every day feels like a tight wire. You finally understand fear is currency, and you spend it to stay alive. Now you sell the product, but you also sell dread, and dread sells back. Level 3, Trusted Courier. Now they trust you with loads, and trust is heavier than any suitcase tonight. You carry hard cases through Medellin, keeping your face blank and clean. Sometimes it's cocaine bricks, wrapped tight, cold as stone in your hands. Sometimes it's cash, thick bundles, banded fast, smelling of sweat and ink. Sometimes it's weapons, oiled metal, hidden deep, waiting for a new war. You change cars twice, swap plates once, and never take the same road home. At borders, you breathe slow, answer simple, and keep your voice steady. You practice calm like a language because panic is a confession for them. In airports, you scan faces. Who's a cop? Who's paid? Who's just curious? Every stranger could ruin you with one look, one call, one quiet nod today. You stop drinking, stop laughing, stop telling stories that can be repeated. You sleep light in cheap hotels, suitcase chained close, curtains always shut. Your phone stays silent until it doesn't. Then orders come sharp and short. You learn routes by memory, exits by instinct, and lies by muscle control. One missed turn can cost millions, and millions are never forgiven here. One delay becomes questions, and questions become men waiting in the dark. You think prison would be easy because the real sentence is vanishing fast. No trial, no record, no goodbye. Just a car ride that never comes back, ever. So you move like a shadow, polite to guards, invisible to cameras, always. When you deliver, you don't celebrate. You just exhale and reset again, quietly. Because the next trip starts soon, and luck runs out faster every single time. Now you're valued, but only while you keep the cargo and yourself alive. Level 4, Enforcer. Now you collect debts, and the city learns your footsteps before your face. You walk into small shops in Medellin like you own the air in the room today. You ask for the protection payment, smiling as if it's a normal business. The owner counts bills with shaking hands, and you stand close, relaxed, calm. You keep eye contact, gentle and cold, making silence do most of the work. If they pay, you nod once and leave, letting fear stay behind like a smell. If they stall, you step nearer, voice low, reminding them who controls this. If they refuse, you hit first, fast and ugly, so the lesson spreads in seconds. You break a shelf, a tooth, a window, something that says, we can do worse. You make it quick, not for mercy, but to keep the street efficient and quiet. Neighbors pretend not to see. They learn survival is looking away, always. You take the money anyway, and you take a name so you can return again. Afterwards, you wipe your hands, straighten your shirt, and smile like nothing. You tell yourself it's order, not cruelty, just the rules of the game here. But you notice how fear moves faster than words, faster than reason ever can. A look from you can empty a room because people picture the next step. Soon you don't need to shout. Your reputation walks in before you arrive. Yet in the mirror you see it. You're becoming the threat you once dodged. Now kids watch you from doorways, the same wide eyes, the same quiet terror. And you realize the truth. One day someone will collect from you as well. So you keep smiling, keep moving, because stopping is how the chain closes. Level 5, Hitman or Sicario. Now they hand you names, not errands, and you understand what that means. You follow from a distance, quiet steps, quiet eyes, blending with the crowd. You wait in parked cars and doorways, letting hours turn into cold patience. You watch a target's routine, not with curiosity, but with blank discipline. A motorcycle becomes your shadow, quick and ordinary, easy to vanish on. You pull on a helmet and feel your thoughts narrow into a single tunnel. The moment comes fast, you move fast, everything after feels unreal, brief. Loud noise, sudden panic, then you're already gone before mouths form words. You learn to leave before people understand, before questions find direction. You take side streets, change pace, disappear into traffic like nothing happened. At first your hands shake later, alone, when the adrenaline finally drops off. You stare at the wall and feel your heart slam. Then slow, then slam again. Then the shaking fades, replaced by a numb calm that scares you more. You stop flinching at sirens, stop reacting to news, stop feeling surprise. Friends talk and laugh. You answer late, like you're listening from far away. Yet every face stays with you, appearing in dreams you never asked to have. You wash your hands until they're raw, but the memory does not rinse out. You tell yourself it was necessary, that you're only a tool, nothing more. But tools don't forget, and you learn that guilt can hide inside silence. You realize there's no clean exit, no quitting speech, no going back home. Each job pulls you deeper, and the old version of you gets smaller each day. And one night you admit it. The road behind you is gone, and you keep going. Level 6, Squad Leader. Now you lead a crew and your hands stay clean while decisions get dirty. You don't pull triggers, you point and other men move because you said so. You give orders in whispers, then watch them spread like heat through rooms. You choose who goes tonight and who stays back to pretend it's normal life. You plan the hit on paper first. Time, cars, exits, and what happens if not. You split the city into blocks, redraw borders, and call it business again. You meet shop owners and collectors, set schedules, and set the price of peace. You handle disputes between crews before pride turns small sparks into fires. You listen to reports, not feelings, numbers, not names, outcomes, not stories. When something goes wrong, you don't panic. You reroute, replace, and continue. Power feels lighter than a gun, but heavier than sleep when the night is long. Because every order you give carries a cost you never pay with your own blood. You learn that leadership is paperwork, pressure, and pretending you're calm. Your men watch your face for fear, so you erase fear from your expression fast. You see it in their eyes now. The same dread you wore when you were the runner. They laugh too loud, check corners too often, and wait for you to decide next. Some want approval, some want money, some want revenge, and you balance all. You reward the steady, sideline the reckless, and keep loyalty on a leash. Still, you know the truth. One mistake and the crew blames you, not the system. You start to speak colder, move slower, and think 2 steps ahead of mercy. You realize control is built on fear, yours, theirs, and the city's silence too. And every night you send them out, you feel your own past staring back at you. Level 7, Operations Manager. Now you manage the flow, and violence becomes paperwork in clean rooms. Planes matter more than pistols. Schedules decide what lives and what moves. You track routes on maps, red lines crossing oceans like quiet promises kept. Contacts fill your phone. Pilots, loaders, brokers, men who never ask why. You meet in parking lots, offices, hotels, anywhere that looks ordinary. Money becomes leverage, passed in envelopes, turning locked doors into open. You sit with cops and speak politely, trading calm words for safe corridors. You sit with politicians, too, watching smiles that cost more than bullets do. You sit with businessmen, signing papers that make dirty cash look legit. You learn the system has layers, and each layer has a price and a handler. A raid is not a fight. It's a calendar change and one call made in time. You move shipments like chess pieces, always thinking 2 moves ahead. Quiet. When a route burns, you replace it fast, as if failure never happened at all. Your crew waits for guns. You hand them instructions, numbers, and silence. You realize fear can be bought, and loyalty can be rented for the right sum. You start winning without blood, and that power feels colder than violence. Because no one can see the weapon when the weapon is paperwork and favors. You watch rivals collapse from audits, arrests, and missing payments unseen. They look for shooters, but you're a signature, a stamp, a nod in a hallway. At night, you feel unease because invisible power can vanish overnight, too. One wrong partner, one loud mistake, and the whole machine turns on you fast. And you understand. The system is stronger than guns, and it scares you most. Level 8, Inner Circle. Now you're in the inner circle, close enough to hear Pablo breathe. You see decisions that bend countries, signed with a smile over coffee. You hear talk of war and peace like weather, traded across a quiet table. Names move like chess pieces, and one move can set a whole city on fire. You learn secrets worth killing for, and you keep your face perfectly blank. Meetings feel calm, but every word is loaded, and every pause is a test. Guards watch the door. You watch the guards, counting who looks away first. A handshake can be a trap. A compliment can be a warning in disguise. Your phone rings less, but each call matters more than your whole past now. You stop trusting rooms because rooms have ears, and ears have owners. You read eyes, not mouths. You measure loyalty by silence, not by praise. Every glance feels like a blade. Every laugh feels staged for a reason. You eat with the powerful, yet you taste metal in the back of your throat. Allies are temporary, built on profit, and profit changes overnight fast. Friends become risks because closeness gives people leverage on you. You start sleeping light, checking locks twice, listening for engines outside. You keep exit plans in your head, mapped from every door and window. Because if you learn too much, you become a problem they must erase. And if you know too little, you become useless. And useless is deadly. So you live in paranoia, smiling, nodding, never showing fear at all. You realize the truth. The most dangerous place is near real power. And still you stay, because stepping back is not an option anymore. Level 9, Right Hand of Escobar. Now you're the right hand and decisions land on your desk like weights. You don't just carry orders anymore, you shape them, and others obey fast. Money moves when you sign, and whole neighborhoods feel it the same day. You decide who gets paid, who gets cut off, and who gets pushed aside. You approve protection, favors, and punishments, all with one cold nod. You hear names in meetings, and you know a name can end a life in silence. Some choices spare people, some choices ruin them. You don't look away now. You speak with ministers and generals, smiling like it's polite business. You sit in clean rooms with suits while chaos waits outside in the heat. You trade threats for leverage and leverage for deals that change the map. Every rival is a problem to solve, and you solve it without being seen. You build alliances, then break them, because loyalty expires in this world. Your phone never rests. Each call is a fire you must put out quickly tonight. One mistake can start a war, and wars always climb back up to your door. So you stay sharp, sleep light, and keep your face calm under pressure. You can't quit now. Quitting is betrayal, and betrayal has a short ending. You can't hide either. Everyone knows your role, even if they fear it. You realize the top isn't freedom. It's a cage lined with golden eyes. Friends become liabilities, and love becomes a weakness you can't afford. You sit alone after meetings, hearing your heartbeat in the quiet room. You wonder when the machine will demand you as payment for its safety. And still you stay, because the exit is gone, and you built the lock yourself.